Switch mode power supplies. In this session, we will discuss what is the meaning of SMPS, that is, switch mode power supplies. So, in the low to medium power ranges, say up to 50 watt, a DC source of supply is often required, which contains negligible AC ripples and that can be controlled in a magnitude. So, where we find applications, we generally find this application in the desktop PCs, in the laptops if it is operated directly on AC supply or any electronic device, say TV, LCDs, LEDs, displays, TV. So, where and why it is required? So, we know that computer, televisions, LCD, LED TVs, they require or they consume less power, but they require DC voltage. But they have different parts inside it, and each part requires a different power supply. Say for an example, if we consider computer, a desktop computer, it has a disk drives, it has a audio section, audio amplifier, it has motherboard, it has hard disks. Every section requires a different power supply. Say motherboard requires 5 volt or 9 volt. Say the disk drives motors required 9 volts or 12 volts. Say for example the audio sections require 5 volts. So we require different power supplies. Now how to accommodate all the different power supplies in a single unit? So the solution was, from a single power source we will obtain a different range of powers which will be sufficient to drive all the necessary electronic gadgets or devices or different units of a single system. Hence, switch mode power supplies were designed. Also, it should have negligible or no AC ripple because it is a DC source. And if it is a DC source of supply, then it should not contain any ripples, AC ripples. Actually, the SMPS was originally developed by NASA in 1960s to provide a compact power supply system to space vehicles. It had no significant impact on a general power supply market until the 1970s, but for the space era, it was very much essential. From that point, development was rapid, means after 1970s, the development was very rapid. And the SMPS now accounts for around 75% of the power supplies being produced today. An SMPS is based on a DC chopper with a rectifier and a transformed output. Means basically what are the components? It has a rectifier, it has a chopper, and it has a transformer. And we will see the block diagram of SMPS in detail and discuss its working. The output voltage amplitude is controlled by varying the mark space ratio of the chopper. Mark space ratio means the on time and the off time of the output pulses obtained from the chopper. Now here we should understand what is the meaning of chopper. So here the word chopper means DC to DC converter. Means it will convert fixed DC input voltage to variable DC at output. So this variable DC can be as accordingly step up chopper or step down chopper. So this is the main function of chopper. It will convert the input DC voltage into variable DC voltage. If output voltage is high, then it is with respect to input, then it is step up chopper. If output voltage is low, then it is called a step down chopper. This can be achieved by means of pulse width control or frequency variations with constant pulse width, and the constant pulse width method is more common. The circuit techniques used for SMPS can be separated into following four broad categories: flyback SMPS, feed forward SMPS, push pull SMPS, and bridge SMPS. We don't have to go in detail with these types or broad categories. We will discuss in general the block diagram of SMPS. Now this is the block diagram of offline high frequency SMPS. The block diagram consists of AC supply input, RFI filter, that is radio frequency interference filter, input rectifiers and filter. Then we have a switching element, isolation power transformer, output rectifiers and filters. Then there should be input and output isolations, and there must be some feedback and control mechanism so that we will obtain a constant DC output. The SMPS must also have overcurrent protection circuit, and it should also have the over voltage protection circuit. The switching element can be SCR based, transistor based, MOSFET based. Any of the switching element can be used. And here itself we require the overcurrent protection circuit. And at the output side, we require over voltage protection circuit. So input is AC and the output is obviously DC, which we will obtain by using the rectifiers. So we can use the controlled rectifiers over here to obtain a better output and a good power factor. So we will discuss this in detail, the function of each block. As the name implies, the input rectification in the switching power supply is done directly off the line without the use of low frequency isolation power transformer. These low frequency isolation power transformers are used in case of linear power supplies. But here we are not using any low frequency isolation power transformers. The AC line is directly rectified and filtered. Rectified means it will be converted, the AC input voltage will be converted to DC. And filtered means the AC ripples will be removed by using some suitable filters such as pi filter, L filter, LC filter, etc. to produce a raw high DC voltage. which in turn is fed to the switching element. Now this switching element is operated at a very high frequency that ranges from 20 Hz to 1 megahertz, and it chops the DC voltage into a high frequency square wave. So at first we will give the input, we will remove the interferences, we will remove the transients, then the AC voltage will be converted to DC. By using some suitable filters, we will remove the transients or harmonics or distortions or AC ripples. Then we will obtain a pure DC. Whatever pure DC we are obtaining at the output of rectifiers which are based on filters, we will chop that DC voltage at high frequencies ranging from 20 kilohertz to 1 megahertz. This square wave is fed to the power isolation transformer, stepped down to predetermined value, and then rectified and filtered to produce the required DC output. So whatever chopping is done, it is again fed to the power isolation transformer, and depending upon the requirement, it is stepped up or down to a predetermined value and then again rectified and filtered to produce the required DC output. A portion of this output is monitored and compared against the fixed reference voltage, and if there is some mismatch between the fixed voltage and the reference voltage, and whatever we are getting the output, means whatever this output and whatever is the reference voltage, if there is some error is generated after the comparison, then the error signal is used to control the on off times of the switch, means where this feedback is given to the switching element, and thus it regulates the output. So what are the advantages of switch mode power supply? Since the switch is either on or off, it is dissipating very little energy, resulting in very high overall power supply efficiency to about 70 to 80% efficiency. So switching action is not, it is, we are using switch. So the system is not on continuously, and hence it is either on, it is either off. Hence the efficiency is 70 to 80%. It's very high. The power transformer size is quite small, as we are using the power transformer which is operated at a very high frequency. Therefore, the size of the transformer reduces as the operating frequency increases. Hence, the combination of high efficiency and relatively small magnetics, it results in compact, lightweight power supplies with power densities up to 30 watt per cubic inch versus 0.3 watt per cubic inches for linear power supplies. Means as we are using high frequencies, the transformer size is obviously reduced, and if the transformer size is reduced, the overall size of the SMPS is also reduced. So at the end, once again, let us discuss the function of each block in brief so that you will be summarizing the SMPS. So first block is RFI filter. AC input given, single phase AC input is given to the RFI filter. The function of RFI filter is First, this is single phase AC input. So I'll start with here, single phase AC input. This is sine wave input. It is fed to RFI filter. RFI filter means radio frequency interference filter. So it will removes all interference present in the AC input. Okay, so what will be here? Here we will obtain a pure AC. Now this pure AC is fed to the rectifier. So this rectifier basically is silicon control based rectifiers. So in addition to this rectifier, we are using filters. So what is the output of rectifier? The output of rectifier will be pulsating DC. That is, obviously it must be full wave to have higher efficiency. But now the output of rectifier is pulsating DC, but our requirement is pure DC. Okay, so we will use some suitable filters such as C filter, capacitor filter, inductor filter, or CLC, that is pi filter. Okay, so when this pulsating DC is given to the filter, then we will obtain a smooth DC. So this is pulsating DC and this is pure DC. Now we have a switching element. Switching element is, it can be SCR based, it can be MOSFET based, or it can be power BJT. Now what is the function of this switching element? This switching element is now the circuit we have called it as a chopper. Now what is the function of the chopper? The function of chopper is fixed DC to variable DC. So whatever DC here we are obtaining, so this DC is chopped down into small parts. Means it is now it is appearing like a square wave. The frequency of this square wave, or we can say pulse, basically we can say it a pulse from 20 kilohertz to 1 megahertz. Means whatever DC we are obtaining here at this point is now converted into chopped, or we can say discrete DC at point this. Now it is time varying. At this time interval the output is 0, this time interval the output is 0, this time interval output is 0, and at this time interval output is high, this time interval output high, 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 and this is low, low, low. So variable, or there are variations in the DC output. How we have obtained? We have obtained this by using a chopper. Now this is fed to the power isolation transformer. So what this transformer will do? This transformer will isolate the inputs and the load. And the size of this transformer is small because the operating frequency is 20 kilohertz to 1 megahertz. Then this output, the output of this power transformer is fed to the rectifiers again and the filters, so that we will have again a smooth DC. So this is converted to smooth DC by using this output rectifiers and filters. Now there must be some check how much we are getting output. Whatever output we are required, that we are getting or not, there must be some check. So this check is provided by the feedback and control circuit. So this feedback and control circuit will compare some portion of E0 with fixed reference voltage. So for this comparison, say we can use a Zener diode regulator for a fixed voltage. So fixed voltage compared with some portion of output, and if there is some difference is generated, then the controlled action is fed to the again to the switching element, and depending upon this switching action or chopping action, output frequency, chopping frequency means this frequency is varied. If this frequency is varied, then we will get the desired output at this point. And there must be some check with the input and output. For this we require a power transformer, isolation power transformer. To protect the circuit from over voltage, there must be protection devices. So we will have some over voltage protection circuits. So we will use some heat sinks, then we can use some good quality or proper rated components such as proper rated power transistors or proper rated SCRs to avoid over voltage and over currents. So this is about SMPS. So what is the action? Input AC converted to first input AC, that AC is filtered to get pure AC, then that pure AC is converted to DC by rectifiers. We will obtain the pulsating DC, then it is filtered to obtain the pure DC. Then by using a chopper, we will chop this pure DC into some discrete parts which are having a frequency range of 20 kilohertz to 1 megahertz. These are pulses, means smooth DC converted to pulsating, again pulses, square or rectangular pulses. Then isolation is provided using the isolation power transformer. Then again it is fed to the output is fed to the rectifiers and filters to obtain a smooth DC. There is a feedback and control mechanism which will compare some portion of this output with some reference point or reference voltage, and if some error occurs, then the switching action is controlled depending upon the error. Say if output is 1 volt less, then more higher chopping rate is required. If the output voltage is more, then low chopping rate or low frequency is required. and hence the circuit works. So this is about SMPS. So basically we are controlling the chopping action. Means we can say we are doing the pulse width modulation. Means the on period or off time period of this square pulses is controlled, and accordingly we will get the output which is required for our appliance. Thank you.